Select document, rename the document as universal coupling, give create. Let's wait for it to load. The first part what we are going to make is a fork. Okay, so let us try to make the fork. The fork is having two cross sections. So one, let us try to draw it on the top plane. So let's select the top plane and make a sketch. View normal to it. So let us draw the size based on the rectangle. And the rectangle size is 57 and the depth is 10. Let me align it properly with the center. So it is 57 divided by 2. Then a center circle which is of diameter 16. Then second circle which is of radius 15, so diameter is 30. Let's try to draw tangent lines from here. From here. The center distance between this end and the inner portion. So here it is 18. And let's try to trim this portion which is not wanted. Okay. So let's confirm this. So this one I'm going to extrude it for a height of, so extrude this too, which is symmetric, for a total height of 16 plus 56 plus 16. You can refer the dimensions given in the diagram shown in the link is shown in the description. Just check it out. So now we are going to make a cut over here. So let's make a sketch on the front plane. View normal to it. Let's make a rectangular cut here whose depth is 56. The length you can define it anything beyond the material, and the center distance we have to provide it, so 56 divided by 2, so that it will make a symmetrical cut. Let's confirm it. So extrude this portion, it's a removal and symmetric. On both sides you have to make a through wall cut. So you can able to get it like this. Confirm the part. Now in this surface I'm going to make a cylinder, a sketch. Look perpendicular to it. So two circles I'm going to make. One is of diameter 30 and other one is of diameter 55. So let's confirm the sketch. This portion I'm going to extend it for a distance of 38. So let me enter the distance as 38. and confirm it. So this circle, actually the cut has to come over here. Okay. So let us try to extrude, remove. Regions to extrude is that. It is coming on the other side. Let me make it as simply through all and confirm it. Okay. Now we need the shaft and the key portion. Keyway cut is required. So let us try to make a keyway cut here. Sketch on this particular part. Let's look perpendicular to it and choose the center point rectangle on here. So the key size they have given it as 8 x 8. So 4 is a depth here. Okay. So half depth will be on the shaft and half depth will be on the key. So let us try to make the square here of size 8 x 8 so that the half cut will be on the shaft. So let us try to make this particular cut. Extrude this one. I want to remove it through all. So we have made the keyway. So now the first part is over. So this part is called as a fork. So let me rename the part as fork and rename the part studio file also as fork, just for easy pickup. Okay. Let's try to make the second part, which is called as a central block. So let's add the part studio and let's try to make all the components on the different part studios. So let me rename this part studio as central block. In this central block, we have two hollow cylinders clubbed together in a perpendicular direction. So first, let us try to make it on the front plane or top plane. Any one you can do. Let us try to make it on the top plane first. So let's try to make it on the top plane. View normal to it. So here I'm going to draw two circles. One circle is of diameter 16. Sorry, it's diameter 16. And another circle is of diameter 30. So one circle is of diameter 16, another circle is of diameter 30. You can see it over here. Let's try to extrude both circles. Later I will make a cut. So sorry. Let's try to make an extrude of both circles. Let us try to extrude it symmetrically with a depth of 56. Confirm. So this is on the top plane. Let's try to make the another sketch on the front plane and view normal to it. Let's draw two circles here. One is of diameter 16. Sorry, it's diameter 16. And another circle of diameter 30. and the center distance between this concentric circle and this center. So they have given it as 18. Okay, so let's confirm it. Now let us try to make the extrude of these two circles in a symmetric way for a distance of 56. Let's confirm. So we have two cylinders which is in a perpendicular direction. Now let us try to make the hole cut here. Okay. So extrude, remove. The sketch region to extrude is, let's activate the sketch 1 and sketch 2. One by one, let us try to make an extrude. Okay. So in the sketch 1, let's hide this part. Let's make it as through wall and symmetric. So this one I'm going to extrude it. So merge scope, you give merge with all. Now if you activate the part, you can see a cut over here. Similarly, you do it for the second one. So extrude, remove, change it as through wall. The sketch regions to extrude is the center circle. If you are not able to select, just hide the part and select the portion. So it is symmetric and you give the merge scope as merge with all. Now you can get two hollow cylinders. One is attached with another one on the central portion. Okay. So now we have made the central block. So let's rename it block. Now let us try to make the shaft, key, pin and collar. Let's try to make it. So let us try to insert or create a new part. So in this part, I'm going to make the shaft. So let's rename it. I'm going to make it as a shaft. So in that, let me select the sketch plane as a frontal plane, view normal to it. Draw a circle which is of diameter, the shaft diameter is 30. And then we have to make a keyway here. So for that, I'm going to make a center point rectangle which is of size 8 cross 8, and let's try to remove the portions, or you can just select this portion, automatically it will extrude only that. You no need to trim it. You can do the extrude of only this portion on both sides. Let's try to make it, or one side is also okay. So let us try to make it as one side. Here the length of the shaft, let me consider it as some 100 mm. Now let's try to make the key. So this one, let me rename it as a shaft. Next, I'm going to create another part studio for the key. So for the key, let's try to make it on the frontal plane. A sketch. Okay, I will try to make it on the right plane, sorry. So right plane. And view normal to it. So here I'm going to draw a square of 8 cross 8 because that's a key cross section, a square sunk key. 8 cross 8. Let us try to extrude that for a distance of 40, which is given. Extrude for a distance of 40. Okay, let's confirm that. But here they have provided the draft angle. Okay, so they have provided the draft angle. So you just calculate what is the value of the draft angle, because they have given the slope as 1:100. So if you calculate the tan inverse of 1/100, if you calculate that, you will get it as 0.57 degree. Okay, so that is the slope angle, 0.57 degree. So you try to use a draft and select the neutral plane as the side face, and the entities to draft is a top face. Okay, so here it is trying to move up, but I want to move down, so on the other direction. So let's confirm it. So here how we calculated the degree based on the slope. The slope is 1:100. So I had given the value as tan inverse of 1 divided by 100, which is 0.57 degree. So let's confirm it. Rename, and this is a key. And let's rename this part also as key. Okay, so the remaining part is your pin, collar and taper pin. Let's try to make it on the same part studio. Okay, let's try to create a part studio again. So this part studio, let me rename it as pin, collar and taper pin. So here we are going to make 3 parts. Okay, so pin, collar and taper pin. Okay, so let's try to draw it on the frontal plane. Make a sketch, view normal to it. So here you draw the cross section, a revolving cross section for the pin, and provide the dimensions. Okay, so here this dimension is given as 10, and this dimension is given as 100. Okay, and this diameter is given as 16. So you can draw an axis. You can draw an axis here, and you can define the axis as 16. The diameter from the axis is given as 16. Then the bottom diameter from here to the axis, it is 25. So I had given it in terms of diameter. So here we will try to make the cross section for both pin and collar. So let's try to make it for the collar here. So in the collar, while making a collar, there is a pin, common hole for the pin as well as collar. So that hole is at, from here it is 6 mm. Okay, so from here it is 6 mm. Okay, and the total depth of the collar is 12 mm. Okay, so let us try to make a rectangle. Okay, so from here the hole is 6 and that hole depth is 12. So let us try to draw a rectangle here, a corner rectangle. From here, sorry, it's a corner rectangle. From here, let's try to make it. Okay, and this dimension from here to here, that dimension is given as 25, and the inner dimension is there already, okay, which is given as 25. So let's try to provide this height, which is 12. Okay, so let's confirm the sketch. So now let us try to make a revolve. So this part, if you are trying to revolve it with this revolve axis, so that's a pin. Let's try to confirm that. Then again we are going to make a revolve by using this sketch. This portion I am going to revolve it, and the revolve axis is going to be same. But if you see here now, it is defaultly showing us add because the two materials are attached together. But I don't want to add this two material because these two parts are different. So let's try to make it as a new and confirm it. So by using a same set, you can able to create multiple parts. So now the collar is made. Let's try to make a tapered hole here and the taper pin here, okay, at the same time. So first let us try to draw a taper pin here. For that, let me make a sketch on the front plane, not on the front plane, on the right plane. Let me try to make a sketch and view normal to it. So here they have given the taper hole size is 3 mm. So let us try to draw the 3 mm diameter on the center, and the distance of the center from one side is 6. So let us try to confirm it. Okay, so let's hide these two parts first. So here you can see the sketch. Sketch 1 I have deactivated, only sketch 2 is active now. Now let us try to extrude this part for a distance with the symmetric, for a distance of I think the pin size is not given, so let me assume it as some 25 mm. Okay, let me assume it as 25 mm. Okay, let me equivalent to this, assume equivalent to this. Then you have to provide the draft angle for this. Okay, so for providing the draft angle, we need to calculate what is the slope based on the slope. So let me assume the slope here as 1:30. Okay, so if you are providing the 1:30, then the taper angle will be 0.96 for the taper. Okay, so 0.96. Then you select the draft. In that neutral plane is this, and the entities to draft is this. So let me do it on the other side. So this is the draft angle. Okay, let's confirm that. Okay, now we are going to activate this tool. You can see it over here. So it is equivalent to this draft. Let me tell it. But you see here, this distance is exactly equivalent to this. Let us try to make something beyond that. So let me make it as 40 mm and confirm it. Okay. So you can able to get a pin like this. But you see here, only the pin is there, there is no hole. So let us try to use a boolean command called subtract. A boolean. So in this boolean, I am going to use this pin as a tool. I am going to subtract it. So this is my tool and the target is this collar part and the pin part. Okay. So you have to keep the tool so that you no need to draw this pin again. Okay. Let's confirm it. Now if you hide the part 3, you can able to see a hole here. Okay. So that you no need to draw the pin separately if you keep the holes. Otherwise you have to draw the pin again. Okay. So now we have completed all the parts of the universal coupling: fork, central block, shaft, key, pin, collar, taper pin. So all parts we have seen. In the second video, we will assemble all these parts together and create a drawing. Thank you.